Who am I? What am I doing? Can I really do this?
Welcome back to our show.
Hello.
Today we're talking about confidence.
Yes. And mindset.
And turning self-doubt into action.
Yes.
I like that.
Believing in yourself.
Believing in yourself. All that stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Todd. I'm here with my wife and business partner, Jen.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome back to the Hello Hair Pro podcast. On our last episode, I did not even do introductions or names or anything. We just jumped in. We're recording a few episodes while we're away. We are up in central Maine again. And our last show, it was pouring outside. The rain looks like it's stopped.
There could be a thunderstorm happening. Who knows?
Rolling it through again. Okay. So, and like we've mentioned a million times, these mics pick up everything. So if you hear a thunderstorm in the background, it's not sound effects. It's the real thing. All right. Before we jump in, we want to let you know that this episode is brought to you by our friends at Ping Pong Design and Marketing. If you want to love your website again, or you need a website, or you're looking for somebody to analyze your website, if you're looking for more clients to fill your chairs, Ping Pong wants to make the internet a better place with websites and marketing campaigns that inform and convert. That's their mission.
Ping pong.
Ping Pong. And they're offering our audience a special offer. So check the show notes. Reach out to Chris. Don't hesitate. I don't know when that's going away. I'm being very real there. So reach out. Ping Pong is not just for hair pros, but the entire health, beauty, and fitness industries.
Freaking awesome.
If you've got a micro gym, a vitamin shop, a salon, a barber shop. Yeah, I was talking to Chris one day and he mentioned a vitamin shop. So I wrote it into one of my blog posts and I was like, oh, here's what a vitamin shop could do to market.
Vitamins.
Yeah. So whatever you have, I don't know, maybe you have a smoothie bar. You're looking for clients. Guess what? Ping Pong will help you. Just reach out to them. On to the show.
Let's do this.
So today we're talking about, in this is a massive topic. So we're going to let's just sort of scratch the surface. And if we dive in somewhere, fine. But
yeah, a little free flow here. It's definitely something very important to me because I think it's important to have confidence and a positive mindset. And
for sure.
A lot of people have self-doubt or they...
For sure.
What do I say? Self-sabotage.
Ah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
If you don't have that written down, write that in your notes. She's writing it. She listened.
I listened.
That was an order. Now we know who's in charge.
Although of these, Todd is in charge of the podcast, or I would be like a butterfly, a squirrel. Oh my god, it's so pretty out, guys! It would be a hot fucking mess. I think he keeps me in line, and I need that.
We all need that, right? I have people that keep me in line. Trust me. So I think the big thing we need to start with is that confidence is something that it doesn't always come natural, and everyone needs it at some point in your life. You're not always going to have it, but it's not always, you're going to have some self-doubt at some point. I don't care who you are. You could be Mike Tyson, or maybe a bad example,
Michael Jordan.
I don't know if he ever self-doubted either. I
bet you he did.
Yeah, I'm sure, but they would never show it.
Nature.
They would never show it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I've read on sports psychology and stuff, so I know that. I'm sure there's people that look at me and you and would be like, well, you guys don't have an issue with this. Like Fuck off, I don't.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's there. It's a real thing.
So confidence is something that you need, whether you are a salon or shop or whatever owner, or even an employee that just wants to step up their game. If you're at a commission salon or rental, this applies across the board. You don't even have to.
In any profession. Yeah.
Anything, any walk of any aspect of your life, confidence helps.
Even like as a mom and a dad, like
true story.
All things. Yeah.
True story. All right. Where are we starting with this? Because we have notes for days here.
So I would like to express kind of just one first mindset that comes to mind for myself when you hit a wall, and I don't know what part of the notes this is in for Todd, but when you hit these I can'ts, switching your mindset into how can I or could I? Can we start there?
We can start wherever you want. Okay. Yeah, that sounds great.
Because if you keep thinking I can't do something, well, you're not ever going to be able to. Correct. You're right.
What was that quote?
You say that to me often, actually. I'm like, I can't. You're right.
You're right. You can't.
Because
stop cutting me off for a second. I'm in charge of this show. I'm the boss.
Okay.
Just kidding. So
Bruce Springsteen's in the house.
No, I was
Sorry.
specific with the boss because we were talking about boss versus leader or something one day.
Oh.
I forget. Anyways,
Okay.
maybe it was Wayne Gretzky that said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Oh, I like that.
And
Yeah.
that was the quote. It just popped in my head.
Yeah.
That's it. So go on with your bad self. You got it.
So
The
if
floor
you
is
keep
yours.
telling yourself you can't, well, then you can't. So you have to switch that. And the two things I had written down, because they're things that I go through regularly in my life across the board, which is how can I or could I? So sometimes like I'll bring up things to Todd like, I wish I could do this.
So you're saying, or could I? Like, is this a reasonable thing right now for me to even attempt?
Could I?
Gotcha.
Or
Okay, cool.
And if it comes to could I, and then like, well, how can I? Right? Like,
yeah.
So, instead of I can't, like, is it something that's really feasible? Because there are things that you think about that are like, okay, that's not today, but could I? And then like, once I get through that kind of mindset, like, well, how can I do that? Right. And so I just changed a whole conversation from like, I could never do this to like, this is maybe a possibility, and not all work out into that category. But I think it's a really, really great thing to do, and a great exercise to run through when you have an I can't moment, is to like, could I? And then if it's a, wait a minute, and then how can I?
I like that. So I have two starting points, and I definitely took these from the gym world.
Love this.
So a lot of times when I had clients that would come to me, you could probably guess in a gym setting, weight loss is a goal.
Oh, yeah.
So weight loss is a goal, and it's a great goal. But for a lot of people, it never actually becomes a goal. It just becomes this sort of idea that people like, and it's romantic and exciting, and it's very sexy. And you think of like, oh, I'm going to look great. I'm going to feel great. And that's where it sort of ends. Because they don't have any plan.
They put it in the universe.
Or, they put it in the universe, and then they expect that
Where's
that's
your
just going to...
actionable steps, people?
So I always tell, we both say that you need a plan.
Yeah, that's very important.
Let's break this down. I'll boil this down to the simplest format that I can possibly boil it down to. So I think as far as building confidence, right? And here's a way to get an easy win, because we talk about that too. It's important to get some wins.
Absolutely.
Start accumulating wins, whether it's
feel good.
Whether it's you started, or it's you landed your first client, or it's you passed some sort of whatever you had.
You need a proud moment.
Yes. Get your W.
Couple. Yeah.
So the people that do even a little bit of planning and projecting are going to far surpass those that just think it's going to work out.
Agreed.
So
thinking is great.
That is just
action is better.
How the world works. Okay. So you have to have a plan in business. You have to have a plan in life.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just on a fucking rock in the solar system, hurtling through infinite nothingness.
I picture the hamster
with nothing going
on the wheel.
Yeah, that's I say spinning my wheels all the time. That was a big laugh there.
Sorry, don't be a hamster.
So,
although they are cute.
In business, in life, whatever, you have to have a plan. You have to have a strategy. Who are you? Where are you?
Okay.
Right? First sort of things I would ask myself, like, who are you and where are you? Like, who am I as a business? Who am I as a person? Whatever sort of lens you're putting it through. And then where am I? Because where are you starting from?
Okay.
And then from there, where are you going and how will you get there? That kind of goes back to, like, we talk about a lot about mission, vision, core principles, but we're not going to touch on those, even though we just did.
Because they're so important.
But as a whole, like, who are you? Where are you? Where are you going?
Okay.
How are you going to get there? That is your, like, minimal strategy.
So
you have to have that shit figured out, or nothing is going to work unless you are relying solely on luck.
So who am I? Am I talking? Does it depend on?
Oh, by the way, let me say this.
I want to play this game.
We can play the game.
Okay.
If you haven't at least worked that stuff out, you're probably out of luck, like I said, business-wise. And I'm not talking about your business isn't going to, like, stay open, But I'm talking about big picture stuff. Like you're making real profit. You're doing something you're proud of. You're creating jobs.
It's bigger than who you are today.
Innovating, constantly pushing things, right? And then from there, because I had talked about earlier about the gym example and weight loss, how it becomes sort of this romantic notion that people just want to put out in the universe and be like, oh, I want to lose weight. It's going to be awesome when I
show up to the
there.
gym, I'm going to lose it.
So
no, you're not.
After you figure out, you know, who you are, where you are, where you're going, how will you get there? Now comes the interesting part, because you have to decide, are you willing to get it?
Great point. Because it takes work.
And you have to fucking want it.
Yeah, even if it's hard.
Even if it's anything. If you don't want it, it's not going to happen.
True.
Right? Again, I'm sure people listening are like, I have an example of someone that just opened and they got wicked busy. Well, that's great for them. That doesn't work that way for the majority of businesses, the majority of people trying to accomplish it. And that's great for them
today. But where does it put them in the future? Like what else?
Yeah, different topic, right?
Yeah.
Different topic.
It's always easy to shoot that down. Like, well, I know someone that whatever.
So you said you wanted to play the game.
I'll play it.
Go for it.
I mean, I think it's good to be vulnerable. And guys, I could suck at this. You never know.
So who are you and where are you? Is that where you want to start?
So who am I? Yeah. So am I like... I also think it's good to go through it because people can see in time like, oh, that's how you would run through that.
Okay.
And you're
love it.
Great at keeping me on track.
I don't know if I'm great at anything, but I'll try. I'll give it my damnedest.
All right. I'm going to put this pen down because I keep clicking it.
You do. And our listeners can tell because they keep hearing clicks.
I just got rid of it. So who am I? Am I Jen the owner? Am I Jen the stylist? Am I Jen the mom? Am I Jen the educator? How do I answer that one? Am I Jen all of the hats?
Right. Yeah. Who are you?
I have to pick.
Yeah, this is yeah, this is where the magic happens because you have to answer this for yourself. You mean people listening in the audience?
Dang, I wish we were live and someone could pick who am I, Jen.
Oh, that would be cool.
So cool. Okay.
Here's the deal.
The audience.
I don't know what the fuck are people called listening? Listeners?
All right.
Sorry, listeners. I called you an audience.
I'm gonna
get over it. But here's the deal. We want people to decide for themselves who they are.
All right,
and where they are. So who are you?
Jen the hair pro.
Okay.
Because my hair pro
doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm Jen the hair pro. Guys listening, I'm Jen the hair pro.
Where are you?
In the salon? Does that work? I feel like I'm literally playing Mad Libs.
Sure. If that's how deep you want to go with it.
Where else could I be?
A certain time in your career. A certain mindset, since that's what this podcast is about.
All right.
I don't know. Okay. A whole bunch of different things, Jen.
All right. I'll dig deep here.
So Jen the hair pro.
I'm Jen the hair pro, and I've decided I'm in 2019, pre-COVID.
No.
Oh, no.
You are missing the whole point of this exercise.
I've got to be.
Why are you going back in time?
Didn't you say who am I and what time? Period?
Right now. Where are you right now? That's where you're starting from. If somebody's listening, they're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to start from 3 years ago.
Well, if my mindset...
They can only start from where they are. Right, Tattoo Jen?
What? Start where you are. All right. So I'm Jen, 2022.
Correct, because that's the current year, and that's where we live.
Okay.
And where are you?
Hair pro.
So you're a hair pro. So where are you in that realm? Where are you in your career?
Owner, stylist, educator.
I thought you were picking hair pro.
Okay. But then I'm still confused with where am I?
Where are you with doing hair behind the chair?
I'm
satisfied with where you're at?
Currently, yes, because I've taken on a new skill and it's challenged me.
Okay, so that's where you are. You're at this sort of point in your career where you're feeling satisfied. You've taken on a new skill.
Which still
This is all current stuff. Now, are you satisfied to the point of you've become complacent?
No.
Great. Now we're getting somewhere.
See, guys, how hard this is? That's why I'm doing it.
It's not fucking easy. No one said it was easy. We want people to make... We want people that listen to our podcast to have something to take away, and that's not just fluff like most people out there doing.
I was feeling complacent, which is why I put myself in a vulnerable situation to learn a new skill that I didn't even know I would like, and I actually love, and I actually feel like I'm pretty good at it, and I can't wait to get better at it.
Okay, let's move on.
and it stressed me out. Okay,
now, I
right.
want people listening to go as deep as they want to go, and the deeper you go, the better. Okay? But for time's sake, I wasn't even being a jerk there. I'm just being...
No, I get you. Okay, so here we are. Not complacent.
Where are you going? Jen the Hair Pro, just learned a new skill. Very happy at the point in your career where you're at. What's next? Where are you going?
So I want to get better at this skill, and I currently have something else on my plate to put me in another uncomfortable position, which has been a long time dream of mine, to educate for myself in our salon as my own identity, not under another brand, which is scary as fuck to me.
Awesome. I'm not scared at all, and I'm helping you put that together, so you don't need to be scared because...
But I've literally dragged my feet for 2 years on it, so...
I know.
Here we are.
And the other day, just real quick story. The other day, I was like, we were on a coaching call with one of our staff that's going to help you with this class because she has a background in educating, and she wants to be involved in this, and it's awesome. Shout out Meg.
She's amazing.
She is amazing, and she wants to be involved, like I said, and... You kept pushing it back. And I noticed this pattern. And you were like, well, now it's going to be summer. Well, now we have these weddings. Well, now we have this training coming
every
into
excuse
town.
I come up with
we have an educator coming from another fucking country in to work with us. So we can't do it then. And I finally
And this is a dream of mine.
And I was not snapped like in a bad way, but I was like, okay, we're on a coaching call with our staff, and she's going to see this in real time. And Meg got exposed to it in real time. But I was like, now I'm taking over, and we need to decide when we're doing this and nail it down. You have, I think I said 10 weeks or less. Pick a date within the next 10 weeks, period.
And I picked one, and then I moved it up because I'm like, this needs to get done. Correct.
Yeah. Because when you that's a great point. When you take action. Yeah. You can then take your next action.
So my fear too is like, what if nobody likes the class? What if no one signs up for it? I know. But I went through that, can I? I can. And how do I do this? And I really do feel there's things that I can give back. And
Right. So let's get to the last question before we go too far down and ignore it. And people are probably waiting on the answer. So we had the who are you and where are you? Mm-hmm. And we have the where are you going?
Yep.
And now how are you going to get there? What are the steps you're going to take or actions you're going to take?
So the first was to book the actual date. And the next was on my plate and some on Todd's, which was to reach out to people that we want to help sponsor. And then I have to come up with an outline as to how I'm going to develop the class and all of these things. And then on top of that, my new skill is to keep practicing.
Awesome. So we just worked through that exercise. Mm-hmm. Now, you can do that with anything. You could do that with, And
you need to do it because that's how you truly, evolve into where you want to be.
So...
As you just saw my struggles.
So you could do that as, I'm a dad. Mm-hmm. Here's where I'm at in that journey. Here's where I want to go. You know what I mean? Break that stuff down. There's no reason you can't do it.
Right.
If you want it even simpler, just have goals. Go write out some SMART goals. Use Google. I'm not going to break that down, but it works. Write down some SMART goals. And
I do love goals, but I do think what happens sometimes when people write down goals, unless you're true to yourself, you just leave them there. So find an accountability partner.
Well, I would question whether people are actually physically writing them down or not. Because I've had conversations with people and they say, here are my goals. Mm-hmm. And then I'll ask them if they're written down. And they're like, well, I just know them.
No, you have to write them down.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a dream, baby.
Yeah.
You're just,
Mine are always written
once
down.
Once again, you're just putting that shit in the universe. Yeah. But the first step, that step of writing them down.
Yeah, that's your first actionable.
That's your first action.
Yeah.
You don't need to even say anything else. That's your first action. That's your first step.
Needs to happen. Put it in the universe, write them down. It's your first step, exactly.
Right. All right, where are we going next?
Hope you guys all liked my little exercise with Todd there.
That was a good one. We could do another one.
I think it sort of goes into mapping out a path, which is, again, those actionable steps. So you've got I can I, and then how would I get there? Which is really what we just went through with me, right? Like really laying out that map and the path. And your path or your map might not even be for today. Maybe your where you want to be as a person, or whatever that looks like for you, is maybe further than you want it to be, but that doesn't mean you can't still map that out and have small wins to get to be where you truly believe you should be.
Yeah.
So, if you look at that, like, how can I, wow, that's a big undertaking, what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Okay, well, that doesn't mean you still can't map that out and put small wins to get to the big one where you want to be. Not everything has to happen in fast motion.
Nor should it, so in business, there are competitive advantages where you would want to move quickly.
Yeah,
right.
For
but
sure.
That's not what we're talking about here. So we're
this
talking
is more
about
getting that footwork, so you have the confidence. And you are building on that.
Right. And so what you're saying, Jen, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that by just taking some steps, or even the first step, you're creating a pattern of success.
Correct.
And in that success, you have no choice really, unless, again, I'm always thinking, because the way my brain works, I'm like, well, somebody could be depressed or whatever. Like, just.
Well, if you're depressed, your first step could be just getting out of bed that day.
Right.
That could be your win.
Right.
Right?
But I was just thinking, like, by default, accumulating wins should give you, right, unless you've got something going on in your brain, it should give you some confidence.
Absolutely.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So, and then I think there's always this is where the self-sabotage comes in. You got a few wins.
This is a big one.
And then you think,
who am I?
Right. Who am I? What am I doing? Can I really do this? Can I? And that's where, like,
that's your answer. I just answered you.
Believe in yourself 110%, because if you've made those.
I'm your conscience. If you're listening to this right now, yes, you can fucking do it. Stop.
You're your own worst enemy. Stop.
All of us are.
Stop doing that. Like, it's really important, because we get in our own way so often.
On purpose.
And on purpose.
Whether we realize it or not.
Correct. And literally are in the way of all of these wonderful things that are about to come our way, and then we kill it. And that's just not okay. Like, you need to believe in yourself. You can do it. You will do it. It may take longer for some, it may be quicker for some, but you can get there. And if you map out that path and you really believe in yourself and you go through the exercise that we just went through, you can do it. I mean, the dream I have of running this class, I mean, I've had it for the last, like, I think 4 years. So it didn't happen overnight. And I had to get pushed by not only my husband and business partner, but by one of my staff members that, like, was like, what's
she's waiting around to do this class with you, and you keep pushing it back.
I'm self-sabotaging, right? We all do it.
You were.
Yeah.
You were. For sure. And that's okay.
A big deal. Yeah, it's real.
And I know this isn't live because it'll post in a few weeks or whatever,
this is a real thing.
It's as live as you can get. This happens to people. The important thing is to work through it. And I think that brings up a good point too, is have like a team, or have people that you can go to, because this stuff sometimes gets heavy.
You have to have a circle of people you trust, right?
Mine's more like a line, because I think I have one person.
Yeah.
But outside of you. But so I love mentorship. I love coaching. I love having someone that's been where I'm at, or where I'm going, or that has experienced the emotions, the ups or downs. Because just even knowing that I'm like someone else, for me, my 2 cents, does wonders for my confidence. Just knowing someone else tried what I'm trying, and
or felt what you felt,
and then either came out and pivoted, or came out and was successful. I'm like, I can fucking do it. You know why? Because this person's in my corner and they're helping me do it because they've done it.
So you'll do it better.
So I think that coaching, mentoring, whatever you want to call it, and that it doesn't need to be a paid service. It could just be whatever. I have a friend that I meet for coffee, and often we go back and forth. The last time I spoke to him, he wasn't sure what direction he wanted to head in. Or at least that's the story I got. Mm-hmm. See, he knew, and I'm close closest friends. Yeah, closer than, an average friend to this person. And I knew he knew. He just wanted someone to co-sign and say it was okay. And he was like talking about failure and all this stuff. And I'm like, I've never seen this motherfucker fail. He puts his mind to stuff.
Yeah.
And he just does it. Mm-hmm. But he was legit concerned.
That's that self-sabotage moment. Like,
yes, he was like, what if this doesn't work out? And I was like, what if what doesn't work out? And I just like, and he was like, well, what if this? Or what if what if my friends view me this way? What if my family?
All these things come into your head.
Oh my God, it went so far. It was like, what if I can't provide for my family? And I was like, yeah, they can crash at our place till you figure it out.
And that will never happen.
I know. But either way, like for him, knowing somebody was like,
his success was so close. And
hey, worst case scenario, you're homeless. You can stay with us. Guess what? You're not homeless. So what's the second worst thing? That you have to start something over? Oh no.
Yeah, you've done that.
That's how we talk.
Times.
But like, it just have a plan, have those steps, and just if you need someone around you, which you do, get that.
I also have I like role playing. So I think sometimes when maybe you're about to roll out a new plan or what have you, and in your mind you've rolled it out 17 times. I don't know why that number keeps coming up. I should play it in the lottery.
I don't know.
But you've rolled it out and you're like, this is perfect.
See, she's feeling it. Confidence right there. Should play the lottery. That's how fucking confident I am.
Just went through
winner.
I just went through your exercise and I killed it. Took me forever. Anyway, role play it out because it's not perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. And roll it out in front of somebody that you trust that will give you real feedback so that you can go back and make sure you've got it as good as you wanted it. And it's important to have that person like, hey, how does my outfit look? And every time they say good, it doesn't always look good. You need the one that's like, I would change those pants. And that's the person you role play with. And that's the person when you're about to, maybe, hey, can I do this? That's the person you ask.
So I have currently, was that even a sentence?
I don't know.
I currently have a few things on my plate that I've worked out. And they are, I'm not going to bore everyone with it, but they boil down to math. And I've done the math and I've looked at it and I redid the math and it was the same because it's math.
And we still want to run it by somebody.
And I need an appointment booked with someone to take a look at the numbers that I know are correct to say,
yep, they're correct.
Yep, you figured it out.
Because it's important to have that person that can be real with you.
You need a cosigner and you need someone that is...
And someone that is honest, not just a cosigner. Like, yeah, you got this girl. You got this guy. No.
And that's the main point that I sort of dropped the ball on explaining is I need this person to shoot holes in this.
Yeah.
Which again,
Tell me what I missed.
Done the math and I don't know what I've missed, but I want to know what I've missed or if I've missed anything. And if I haven't, great. And if I have, thank God I checked with someone else.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's a big deal.
Having someone that will, I love the word candor, but as somebody that will use candor with you and just be frank, just be blunt. And if you're not wrong, fine, but you need someone that will challenge you. I'll challenge. So sometimes with our staff or even like mentoring clients or whatever, even with you, I'll ask why or explain that again. Or like, I want you to be confident in what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And even just explaining the idea. Because that's
ask
a win
why,
right there.
They really are paying attention. They really are, they want to help. So as uncomfortable as you make it with the why is, it's great. I
need to know why you're doing something before I can tell you.
Here comes the thunder.
Thunder's back. Before I can tell you my 2 cents on it.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm looking at it through a different lens, like, oh, this will do this for your business. And you're like, oh, I wasn't even thinking of that. I wanted it to do this. Like, oh shit, I'm already off.
Right.
So you need someone that you can explain stuff to and be honest with, and that they're going to reciprocate and poke holes in everything that you're doing.
Understand, like building your confidence.
You understand. Tell me what to do.
Building your confidence and changing your mindset into a positive way is uncomfortable at times because I think a lot of people do struggle with that, but out of that uncomfortable conversations you have, or out of those uncomfortable things of like, hey, do you think I can do this? It is where the growth comes, and is where you truly will grow and get those kind of confident wins, mindset changes, which is what you need in order to drive whatever ship you want to do different things. You've got to have that stuff happen.
Exactly. Let's boil this down a little bit.
Okay.
So let's do a little thought experiment. Someone comes to you.
To me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they say,
here comes the rain.
Here comes the rain. That's not what they say. No. Let's come up with a fun one. What would a good goal be for somebody in our industry or in any industry? Oh, I know. I have one. Actually, this is someone that you've spoken with recently.
Okay.
So, business owner.
Yep.
And this person wants to grow their online store.
Okay.
Okay, but they're not confident that they can do that. Mm-hmm. And they don't really now they don't know what to do because they're lacking that confidence. And if you're listening, I don't know if you're lacking confidence or you just don't know what to do, but either way, we're just going to run through this.
We just had a conversation.
So what do you tell this person to start to build? It's really coming down.
Yeah.
Cats and dogs. What do you tell this person to start to lay the groundwork to increase their confidence?
So, to be honest in this conversation...
Don't lie. Yes, be honest.
We were chatting about how with the business, she's actually doing pretty well online, but wants to do better, right? So I want to speak honestly, but I don't want to feel like I'm plugging ping pong because honestly, my conversation went, I'm like, hey, you need someone to do your marketing because you are only reaching people in your town and you're not able to reach beyond where your website is taking you. So
is that a confidence issue at all? Maybe it's not. I just thought it would be a good example because I know it's a recent one.
Yeah. No, I think at that point she was like, I don't know what else to do. And we always talk about our business and hers, and they're very different. They're not salon to salon. They're very different businesses. But honestly, she's looking at a few different things, but the biggest thing was I'm like, you need your presence online when you're sleeping to work for you. And
okay, but this has nothing to do with confidence. This is sort of
her confidence
more technical.
Is though then in, I guess, cool, if I do that, that costs money and what have you. I think she's got it. It wasn't, I guess, a confidence thing. It was just more of a business thing.
So bad example on my part.
That's okay.
So somebody comes to you and they say, hey, Jen, I want to increase my reach, but I'm fucking terrified to put myself out there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, that's way better.
I do apologize to the listeners because I thought that would be a good example.
Sorry.
And then I fucking drove it off the highway into the underpass. Fail.
Here's the thing. Todd and I speak with lots of people and want to help the most that we can. So, that example was different and actually was able to help her with ping pong.
By the way, we have a call tomorrow at 3.
Got that. Duly noted. I'll put it in my journal. I have actually a planner. So, wants to get in front of people more.
Yeah, wants to expand their visibility, right?
Okay, I've had this conversation with many people. Yep.
But they're terrified because that means putting themselves out there.
So I can tell you in real life what I do for that because I really try to help.
Fake stuff here.
Well, I mean, I've been in this situation. I will have that person incorporate. I usually have them on social media. I want them to put their face on there. I want them to talk. I want them to tell their story. What are they trying to do? And then I have them tag me.
Too scared.
Too scared to do that?
Yeah, I'm too scared, Jen. How do I find the confidence to put my face on there? I'm scared. People are going to judge me. What if no one comes?
What
if no one hits like?
Who the fuck cares? So
great. Is that what you're saying to the person?
So then I might.
Sounds like your approach is closer to mine than we all thought, because coming from a gym background.
So if somebody really, I guess, was that, then I might start with having them put themselves out there with maybe even a social media story with like a quiz or like a question. I would love to see a picture, and if they don't, we've done this with our own staff actually, if they don't want really their face in it, I've seen people do it with like a side face or with their cat in the picture or a flower covering their face. I don't really care. Like whatever helps you get
Create
out there.
Create a little mystique.
Yeah, whatever that is, right? And but again, tag me in it. I'm going to share it, and then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my face on there. Like I almost try to like help like raise them up with like, I'm going to do the same thing, but after you do it. Right? Like,
gotcha. Okay. So like if you do this, I'm going to do this too.
Yeah.
And they want to see you do it. So they do it.
And I'm supporting you. And then I'll tag
right.
somebody and I'll ask them to do it. And they may or they may, it's like your old school chain letter. They may or may not, but it generally, I mean, I will strategically tag someone that I feel will help. Right. But I at least no matter what, I'll do it. Like, so I'm there with you. And generally that scare, like I get it. It's so hard. You feel like you're judged and all of these things, but once you do it, and then once you see like I'm sharing it and I'm doing it or someone else is and whatever, you're like, oh, that was actually really cool. I feel really great. And you have a win from that.
I like it.
And your
Picasso
confidence goes up because you're just like, whoa, this is cool. And I reposted yours, and generally I'm going to tag Hello Hairco and all of it. You just see it popping up and it's like, oh, this wasn't so bad. Nobody died. No heads rolled off their bodies. Like it just was like cool. And I got a positive response to it.
I like it. So
that's how I would approach that.
So one of the approaches I would take with people when I have my gym, and I still use this, but the gym is a great example for what I'm about to say. I want people to have wins. I want people to feel success, because we know that creates confidence.
Absolutely.
But we also know that it's not easy, because like we said, hey, I want you to put your face on social media. No way. Can't do it. So what I used to do at the gym was I would try to meet people where they were.
Okay.
So in a gym setting, you would have people come in, people that are, say, overweight. Mm-hmm. And I did a lot of group stuff at my gym, and everyone worked out together. So you had people that were like very fit, right? Shirts off, 6-packs, that sort of shit. And then somebody coming in that's overweight.
Yeah, that's scary.
And uncomfortable and zero confidence. Mm-hmm. Because the distance is too far. So I want to shorten that. They're not able to picture themselves with a 6-pack. Mm-hmm. So, for example, let's pick running. Today's workout involves running. Todd, I can't run. Okay. What can you do? Can you walk? Well, yeah, I can walk. Well, let's walk. Well, I can't walk if everyone else is running. Okay. Everyone else isn't running. What do you mean? I'm going to walk with you.
Right.
And I would go next to the person and we would walk. And guess what? We would get back. Now, I understand what it feels like to feel like you're being judged. But I would always like throw in an icebreaker to somebody like, guess what? If we get back and anyone in this class laughs at us because we walked, I'll beat the shit out of them. Mm-hmm. I'm joking, obviously. I'm not going to beat the shit out of a client. Your approach is similar to mine.
Like, yeah, I'm like, post your picture on Instagram or social media, and I'll do the same, right? Like,
it's all about getting the person to win.
I'm there to hold your hand as much as I can, whether it's virtually or in person.
Correct. Yeah. I'm all about getting the person the win and some success and feeling good.
Because when you feel good, you do feel confident. Mm-hmm. And confidence is a feel, guys. It really is how you feel.
Agreed. I was going to make another point, and then it just literally slipped my mind.
And the rain came.
And the rain came back. So, success wins. I forget where I was going with it. Anyways, I think I was going to talk about building off of it. So now that you have that success, right? So everyone's running around the building, and you're walking. And now you've realized that everyone is going to cheer for you, right? You've been coming to classes for the first week, and you walk around the building.
That's the momentum.
And you walked, right? You walked. Everyone else sprinted. Some of the fuckers at my gym were fast.
Yeah.
So you get back from your walk and people give you a high five.
Game
it's
changer.
like, yeah, game changer. So now guess what you're able to do? I might be able to jog to the end of the building.
Yep. Especially for that high five.
Could always walk back. No, at that point, you're not even getting a high five. You're either getting a hug or a cheer. You're getting cheers. People would stop their workouts to come cheer for you. And it's just...
And that's progress, right? Like, that's mindset progress. That's confidence progress. And it happens...
It says a lot about the people as well that are cheering and giving high fives.
And that's why you do need a circle around you or a line to give you your cheering, to help you keep going.
Right, because a lot of those people with the six packs that are sprinting around like fucking cheetahs, they started where you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's just that you're taking the step and that you want to do something.
Yep. And you got to change your mindset that goes to, I want to.
I say that.
Can I? Could I? I'm fucking doing it.
Excuse me. I say that all the time too. Just get the success.
Yeah.
Right? Get the win.
Stop challenging yourself that you can't and switch that.
Mm-hmm.
You can. Start with your walk.
Easier said than done. But
agreed.
But yes, start with your walk.
Start with a small goal.
Start adding in a jog. Before you know it, you're running and you're like, oh shit.
I'm doing this.
I guess I can do this.
Yeah.
Guess what that's called? Confidence.
Yeah. Nice. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, hit us up if you want.
We're here for you. Nothing else. Don't self-doubt. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, just take that first step.
Yeah, we're here for you. Reach out.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate everybody. Bye.